Get ready to dive into a dark and disturbing mystery. Today, we will explore the case of the missing girls from Aguilar de Campoo, a story that continues to haunt Spain. In 2018, Emilio Guerrero, brother of Virginia Guerrero, a 14-year-old teenager who disappeared in 1992 along with her best friend Manuela Torres, 13, described the experience as an unnecessary nightmare. In April 1992, Virginia and Manuela were last seen hitchhiking in Reynosa, Cantabria, to return to their hometown of Aguilar de Campoo, Palencia, 32 kilometers away. Since then, to this day, they have never been found, and the case remains unsolved. The discovery of a human jawbone in the Ebro Reservoir in 2018 reignited media interest, but the inadequate handling of information only brought more pain to the families. What really happened to Virginia and Manuela? How did they disappear without a trace? And will we ever find answers to this mystery? Stay with me and follow every detail of this story full of twists and dark secrets that challenge the imagination. Virginia and Manuela lived in the village and municipality of Aguilar de Campoo, located in the province of Palencia, within the autonomous community of Castile and Leon, Spain. Since the night they disappeared, there have been no more news of them, and the media began to refer to them as the girls of Aguilar de Campoo. This locality is one of the stops on the Northern Way of Santiago, specifically on the Bisaya route, which crosses the so-called Forgotten Road or Old Road. Additionally, in 2017, it was included in the Geopark of the Parrots, the first geopark recognized by UNESCO in the community of Castile and Leon. The girls were part of a small population of approximately 7,000 inhabitants, distributed over an area of only 236.54 square kilometers, resulting in fewer than 30 inhabitants per square kilometer. Virginia and Manuela were best friends and spent time together, enjoying parties and discos in search of fun. Regarding their family lives, Virginia had 2 brothers and a sister, all living with her widowed mother, Trinidad Espelho Munoz. Manuela lived with her mother, Karima Bone F., while her father, who had been head of security at a leisure complex in Marseille, France, was missing, having left Spain after a warrant was issued for his arrest for a crime that was not disclosed by the media. According to police investigations, the last time Virginia and Manuela were seen was on Thursday, April 23, 1992. A neighbor saw them on the road near the Quatara biscuit factory in Reynosa, near Matamoros, the capital of the municipality of Campo de Enmedio, as they were getting into a white car model 127, driven by a man with a Valladolid license plate. The witness stated that the girls were not picked up along the way as there were no seats available in the vehicle. Apparently, Virginia and Manuela, like many others of the time, decided to hitchhike back to Aguilar de Campoo after participating in the celebrations of Castile and Leon Day, the official holiday of that Spanish autonomous community. Their friend Alicia intended to go with them, but upon discovering that the girls would be hitchhiking, she decided not to accompany them, considering the situation dangerous and fearing her parents' reaction. Therefore, Alicia did not join the adventure. For years, this event remained etched in her mind. It was one of the best decisions she made in her life. As you know, Virginia and Manuela arrived in Reynosa by train, departing from Camisa station, just a few meters from Aguilar de Campoo. According to media reports, the girls' parents were not aware of this trip, possibly because the half-hour journey passed quickly. The girls' destination was an autonomous community in Cantabria, Spain, instead of opting for other means of transport. They used to travel on weekends for fun and to get away, even if only for a short time, from the tranquility of a town like Aguilar de Campoo. The meeting point for young people at that time was Constitution Square, located near Cupido Park in Reynosa, known for having several bars and entertainment venues. The girls were seen in one of the local clubs, called Coco's, which closed in 1997 and is currently the Cum Laude Hall. According to witnesses, this was one of the places they frequented most regularly. When Virginia and Manuela did not return home that day, alarms were raised. After reporting the disappearance, the family received a flood of calls from people claiming to have seen them in different places, even in France. This led Interpol to get involved in the search, but without results. The Civil Guard conducted searches in wells, surrounding areas, and swamps in Reynosa and Aguilar de Campoo but found no clues or evidence. Neighbors also mobilized and actively participated in the search, creating a group called Neighbors of Aguilar, but they too made no progress and eventually disbanded. Several factors contributed to the complexity of this tragic case. The first challenge was the technology of the time, which offered little support. There were no mobile phones or surveillance cameras in commercial establishments, banks, or on the roads. Another factor that hindered the search for Virginia and Manuela was the outdated protocol being followed for this type of occurrence. Authorities informed the girls' parents that they would have to wait 48 hours to officially file the missing persons report, as it could be a voluntary runaway. Finally, the third factor that overshadowed the case of the girls from Aguilar de Campoo was the disappearance, in November 1992, of other girls who gained media attention, such as Miriam Garcia, Antonia Gomez, and Desiree Hernandez, known as the Girls of Alcácer, who suddenly disappeared in that Valencian community while they were on their way to do something. Hitchhiking on the story of Virginia and Manuela, their bodies were found in January 1993 in a grave located in the Roman Ravine, in the swamp. All three girls were kidnapped, sexually abused, tortured, and finally buried by two men. Miguel Riquet was sentenced to 170 years in prison but was eventually released, while Antonio Angles remains on the run from justice. Additionally, a fourth factor that hindered the search for the girls from Aguilar de Campoo was the emergence of the genetic identification program known as Phoenix. This program, representing the world's first major genetic database, began operating in 1998 with the goal of solving crimes and identifying missing persons through DNA comparison with organic remains or bones. The Phoenix Project was initiated by the University of Granada for use by the Civil Guard and contains DNA from family members who voluntarily donated biological samples. An agonizing moment occurred in 1994 when 2 bags containing skulls and some bone fragments were found at Pontinos Bridge, near Requijada, very close to Aguilar de Campoo. Tests conducted by the National Institute of Toxicology determined that the remains did not belong to the girls from Aguilar de Campoo but were older, specifically dating back to the Spanish Civil War. During that period, the girls' families decided to distance themselves from the media, especially after several news outlets reported, without police confirmation, that the bones belonged to the girls. This caused great discontent among the families, some of whom learned of the supposed discovery only through the press and felt deeply deceived. They believed that the media, instead of providing assistance, was only seeking audience ratings with the case of the 2 missing girls. At the end of 1997, 2 leads emerged, one related to Virginia and the other to Manuela. The first lead was located in Madrid, where a man revealed that he had seen Manuela, describing her as a girl with short hair and blue-dyed streaks. The second lead also came from Madrid, from an elderly woman who allegedly saw the girls from Aguilar de Campoo dressed in punk style and accompanied by a man. Manuela had a streak of blue hair and painted lips. Although both calls presented some coincidences, subsequent investigations did not bring new information that could help locate them. A decade later, in 2006, the Court of Cervera de Pisuerga provisionally shelved the case. At the time, lawyer Luis Antonio Calvo, representing the feminist Clara Campoamor Association, highlighted this decision. In 2013, during a television broadcast in Spain, Ignacio Gordillo, former chief prosecutor of the National Audience, stated that from a legal perspective, Virginia and Manuela could be declared deceased, as more than 10 years had passed since their mysterious disappearance. However, there were no signs of violence surrounding the case, and there was still some hope for the families. Fatality, however, continued to haunt the loved ones of the girls from Aguilar de Campoo. In 2018, in Campoo, a human jawbone was discovered in the Ebro Reservoir, even with the presence of an old cemetery in the area. Instead of relating this discovery to the location, the media decided to associate it with Virginia and Manuela. Fear intensified when a leaked forensic report indicated that the jawbone belonged to a teenager between 13 and 16 years old who had likely died about 25 years earlier. Up to that point, there were no DNA test results that matched the data from families of missing persons, and the jawbone did not belong to any of the girls from Aguilar de Campoo. Emilio Guerrero, Virginia's brother, expressed his regret regarding the situation, stating that both families were living through a real hell. First, due to the absence of the girls, and second, due to the way the media had treated the case over the years. As he mentioned, he believes that the individual responsible for leaking the report does not understand the unnecessary suffering caused during the days while waiting for DNA confirmation. Most Spaniards remember 1992 as a year of celebration, marked by the Barcelona Olympic Games, the Seville Universal Exposition, the inauguration of the first high-speed train line between Madrid and Seville, and the 5th centenary of the discovery of America. Additionally, Spain participated in the signing of the Maastricht Treaty, one of the founding agreements of the European Union. However, on the other side of the coin, Virginia and Manuela disappeared in 2006. and the case was shelved due to a lack of evidence, leads, and suspects. Virginia's mother declared to a renowned Spanish newspaper that she is convinced the girls are alive, stating that as long as she does not see the bodies, she will always have hope of finding them. If you enjoyed this video, take the opportunity to leave a like and subscribe to our channel. Every subscription and comment are crucial for me to continue producing interesting content for you. I greatly appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you in the next video.